mothers who had their children, they could ask me, what have you come to do with this boy? What's wrong with your boy? And your boy looks so much okay. And it's like I would not tell them that Mike is not hearing. I could tell them we have come for assessment. But I saw women with children with a lot of challenges. And that itself also started making some sense in me. That God has brought me also to a place where I can also draw strength from. When I could see women sitting with big cows and they are holding them on their thighs. And they could tell me, they could tell you, this is an autism girl. We are coming for clinic here because this girl is now 9 years. She's on diaper. She cannot.
Hello, my viewer. This is Health Now Show, your health friend, with me, Jane Kariuki. I take this opportunity to welcome you to this show, this episode that looks and talks about your health, your emotional health, your medical health, your physical health, and everything in it. And we are glad to have topics that are informative, topics that sensitize us on different areas of our lives, especially touching on our health. And today is no different. And today I'm so happy to have my guest today, who is going to talk about a journey she has walked for the last 18 years. And this journey is about a special son, a special child that she has and they have as a family. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about taking care of a special child, a child with special needs. There are many out there. There are many parents. There are many families with children with different disabilities and special needs. Some do not hear, some do not see, some do not talk, some do not walk, and different areas and scenarios. And somebody there is seated and saying, I have a child like this one. I'm going through a lot of challenges. And today, my guest is going to share some of the challenges and some of the positives that she has been able to go through, some of the lessons she has learned, and what she's doing right now. Having, a child who is like that. That is a very important topic for us to talk about and experience somebody who, and share with us with somebody who is talking about the journey they have walked as a family. And where are they now? What are they looking forward to doing? What is the future of that child or that adult now that he is 18? And without further ado, I have a friend who is my guest today. We've known each other for a long, long time. And this guest is called Virginia Njoki. Mbogwa.
I feel honored and I also feel privileged to be part of this show and to tell somebody there what it all takes to walk a journey with a child with a special needs. I thank you so much, and I hope even our viewers, they are going to benefit out of this topic. May God bless you as we share.
Yes. Virginia.
Yes.
You have a special child. But where did it all start?
Sure.
Probably you could start by introducing your family to us and then tell us, where did this journey start? Yes.
Okay. The journey never started today, of course.
Yes.
And just to start by introducing my family, I am Mrs. Mbogwa.
Yes.
Married to Mr. Mbogwa,
Yes.
Stephen Mbogwa.
Yes.
And I'm a mother of 2 sons and 1 daughter.
Yes.
The daughter is the firstborn.
Yes.
And the secondborn is Samuel.
Yes.
And Mike, my special boy,
Yes.
is the thirdborn.
Yes.
And I'm also a shushu, a grandmother of 2. Blessing and Precious.
Yes.
And that is our family. Yes.
Now,
and now,
go ahead.
You've asked me how the journey started.
Yes.
The journey of my son Michael, who is now a special kid. Mike I just gave birth to Mike, just an ordinary son, like any other child. And but during her delivery day or period, I had prolonged labors, and it was not easy. But I finally gave birth to Michael. And Mike was born with a kg of 4.2. So he was a huge boy.
He was a big baby.
Yeah, very handsome son.
Yes.
And after the hospital, Mike grew very well, just like other children. We went to the clinics and everything. And he grew very well. The graph of the card was very much, he was doing very well.
Yes.
And I remember very well at an age of 9 months, we went for immunization. For the 9 immunization, ile ya measles.
Yes.
And after he was immunized, I don't know really what happened, although I don't know whether that is where it started. But that's when I realized that Mike was getting fever, off and on, off and on. And then it's like we started going to the hospital. He could have fever now and on. And then at an age of 10 months, that is when he developed a complication, because he was detected with meningitis. And you know, when meningitis, when children have meningitis, the fevers really kick very high. And we were admitted. And from from 10 months, when Michael was standing now, when he was 9 months, 10 months, he had 10.4 kgs. So he had grown very well.
Yes.
But after that, his health started changing. And when he was 1 year and 1 month, his health was very different. He could have now those fevers off and on, but they said it is because of now his body is weak because he had taken those medication for the meningitis. And it's like he continued becoming very sick. In one time, I remember, that is when they detected now the meningitis at an age of 11 months. We were hospitalized, and that boy he could not drink or eat for about a week. So you can imagine a kid who is not eating, is not drinking, and even sucking was a real problem. So at an age of 1 year, Mike had dropped his kilos to a child who was 10.4. At 1 year, 1 month, he had 5.6 kgs. So you can imagine the kind of a kid now he was. By that time, now we became people of, now hospital, we became, our lifestyle is now hospital. We were in the hospital 2 days off and on. But now when he was now 12 months, it's like we were hospitalized for almost that whole year. Because we could really be in the hospital most of our times. And one time Mike went in a coma when he was about 1 year and a half. And the meningitis came the second time.
Okay.
And then the way he was treated, I don't know what really happened. And he happened to have a clot in his head. And he had to
blood clot?
Yeah, he had to go for a surgery. And that time the health was too bad. And that surgery, I think we came to realize that the surgery is the one that brought some complication. And then after that, Mike could not hear. And we realized as he grew up, his speech he was speechless. So it was not easy. Because now, when your life with the child is now hospital all the time, and the child is not now growing the way he was growing, it was really a challenge. And because this boy was a miracle boy for me. Because before Samuel, I had lost, before now Mike and being the third born, those two boys, they have followed themselves. Ndio tunasemanga they have followed, wamefuatana tu, ile ya kufuatana.
Na huyu mwingine step.
Because when I got Samuel, I had a girl. And that girl, my child passed away, and then it's like now I have only one child, and I was really praying to God to give me now another child.
Yes.
And this time round, I was praying for a baby boy. And I remember one time, and I could even desire to have twins. And I could pray to God to have twins, boys. But it never came to be, but it almost came to be. Because because I came to realize when I was expectant for Samuel,
yes,
at an age of 9 months,
yes,
the 10th month, I was expecting Mike. But it's like I also never realized that I'm expecting another boy.
So when when Samuel was 9 months,
yeah,
9 months
the
old,
10th month,
yes,
I had Mike now conceived. But I had not realized. So when now Samuel is now about 1 year, is when I realized I'm carrying another baby. And now because those times, there were those times people could say, women, you have ujipange, you know. It really hit me also. It's like now I'm confused of how people will say, nimefuatanisha watoto sana. But I still got courage knowing that I had passed through an episode of losing a child.
Yes.
So that really also encouraged me. And it's like, I remember one time, I even got a prophecy. Get a prophecy, and I was in church, and I was carrying Samuel on my back.
Yes.
And here I have another kid, but I don't want anybody to know that I have another kid, because this kid is very small, only 11 months.
Yes.
So I could carry the boy, and knowing I have another. And it's only me and my husband who know that I have another.
Yes, the rest of the crowd don't
So when
know.
I went to church one day, I remember, and that really encouraged me. Even today, it has kept me moving.
Yes.
That prophecy.
Yes.
The child, Samuel really disturbed me in church.
Yes.
So I decided, let me take this boy outside.
Yes.
And I'm carrying him. He's not getting quiet.
Yes.
So I went outside the church. And I remember one of my best friend.
Yes.
Now she has gone to be in the road.
Yes.
Mom Bishop, Mama Josh. She met me outside the church.
Yes.
And when she came, the most shocking thing she told me, she holded my boy at the back. Yes. And then she touched my stomach. Yes. You know what she said? Mama Maureen, don't ever get tired of bringing these children here.
Yes.
Ile roho
now the children,
children.
Yes.
Ile roho wanakunywa huku. Hata wakiwa wakubwa. Haitatoka ndani yao. And it's like, kwani?
Somebody else knows.
Yes. And it's like, oh, now I had the guts. Now, hata nikaona, everybody now knows. So the journey became easy. And after some times now, you could see I have a boy. Samuel is holding my knee, and the other boy is now here. Yes. And finally, Mike came to be. Yes. And that's how Mike now and Samuel are so close to one another. But I bless God, because he's also a blessing. Even God knew that Samuel will also assist Mike in this journey I'm talking about. Yes. Because surely Samuel has also been a very instrumental in Mike's life. Okay. And I bless God for that. Yes. So when we went to the hospital, and after some time, now the health of Mike really deteriorated. And like I could even go for therapies, because the boy could not walk. Even I was told I was told that this boy will not walk. If anything, he will be supported, maybe by crutches or something. But I could really remember, and I could tell God, Lord, you told me you are going to give me, you are going to bless me with boys. not even a boy. Now they are boys. All I know, Mike is a blessing.
Yes.
And forever he will remain to be a blessing in my life. And I could preach to myself all the time.
Yeah.
When I look at Mike and I remember how this boy was very handsome. When I actually, people
He's
could say,
handsome even today.
yeah,
I
even,
know him.
yeah.
I know him.
People could say Mike,
Yes.
Mike is like a girl.
Yes.
And when now I see Mike in his condition, I would always tell God, one thing I know, Mike is a blessing. And he shall remain a blessing in my life. And that encouraged me to know that Mike is a blessing. So, after some time, it took time because Mike, he started growing not like other kids. Because the other kid, when they are 3 years, that kid is going to baby class. The modern society now.
Yes, yes.
And now you could even group yourself with the mothers that you have the same age with someone. And you could see their babies are grown up. Even others are talking. They are calling their moms. They are calling their dads. You know, they can even sing. And here this boy cannot even walk.
Oh, by that time he wasn't walking.
He was not walking because his health he had really deteriorated. And I could always carry him, take him for therapy. But one time, I remember very well, when his card for therapy was full, and the therapist told me, the physiotherapy in the clinic, told me, now Mama Mike, go and get another new card. And it's like, and now for the card to be filled on the other side, you know it's a journey.
You've gone to the clinic for many days.
So I told God, now that this card has filled, I'm going for another card. God, just intervene. Jane, I got convicted. And I had the Spirit of God telling me, this is the end of you with therapy. Don't go for another card. I never went for another card. We went home. And I declared I would not take Mike for therapy anymore. How I could see them doing the therapy, I'm going to be doing therapy at home with my son. And there, when I went home, I told, now like even my son, Samuel could see there is a different. Maureen could start noticing there is a different because it is becoming too much. I was working, I left working. Now I concentrate on Mike because there is no house help who could have bared the burden of Mike. All the time he's in, at our times that was nappy time.
Yes.
Nappies all
the ones
the time.
You wash.
So, and it's like now when I went home, I just felt that this thing we have to join hands, all of us, and know that there's something which is not normal like others. By that time, remember, I've not known that Mike has any special need, but I could only see his health.
Yes.
The child is very weak.
Yeah.
It's not eating very well, all time vomiting, all times having fever. When you could come to my house, it's like I had a chemist, because you go to the hospital, the other medicines are there, you are given others, they are there, and it's like I even became like I'm now a doctor. I could detect my son is not well, and I could detect which kind of antibiotic and whatever I would give him. Yes. Sometimes even an option. I don't have money. I'll go to the chemist. I'll buy this, argumenting. Power saves. I could know them all of them. And then I told my family, let's do this. Let's believe God for Mike's healing. And believe God, hii journey ya kuenda hospitali all the time, it has to end, because it is really even draining us. Our mind, everything is now Mike. And it's like we had faith. We could lay hands on Michael's body. I could speak bones. I could speak muscles. And I could tell God, give Mike muscles. Because the legs are just like they are bones. I could speak muscles into his body. And I bless God. Now, Mike is now very healthy.
I know him.
Yes.
Straight boy.
Yeah. Those muscles is God-given. I could speak to the stomach. And when I'm giving food, I would not pray for his food like the way we pray for food. I would tell God, you have given me this. This food is for Mike. And it's for this stomach to help this body.
Yes.
And gradually Mike started eating. And I remember one time we went for a Christmas service. Because now remember Mama Njeri, I could not even interact in occasions because of this boy. For one, he's vulnerable because of his health. His immunity is very low. So I was like in-house, hospital in-house. Even going to church, it was also a problem because I could sometimes go to church when he inhales some different airs. When you're going home, he's vomiting. The next thing, we're in the hospital. So we could indoors and we could not. One Sunday we went to, it was a Christmas Sunday, and it was very powerful. The service was very powerful and we prayed. But me, that day, I went with my miracle. I was praying for Mike to walk.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got from the church and we went home, we went to the grandmothers just within the compound at our home. We went to the mother-in-law's. Now the grandmother, he had some gathering, and when we were seated there, Mike tu aliamuka tu na akakimbia ameitwa, and that's how Mike walked.
Kanisani, in the church?
Home now,
home
after
now.
the service.
Yes.
So Mike vile alistadi na kutembea, sisi wote literally tulianza kukimbisha mtoto.
It's a miracle.
And it was a big miracle for us. And little did I came to know that God had to do it as a miracle like that.
Yes.
To give me the strength to carry me over this journey now.
So how old is he now at that point?
That time it was 3.5 years.
Mm.
His age mates are already in school. Baby class.
Yes.
Now my cousin now walked.
Yes.
Actually, if you could see the knees of Mike, we could, when I'm washing him, I could sugua him with the knee, because the knees, he had crawled for many months.
Oh,
almost
so they were
years.
very hard.
They were very hard. She was crawling. You could really learn when he's crawling on his knees. So when Michael walked up and learned, that was him now. You could not hold him. You could not hold him, Jane.
And even today he walks very fast.
Very fast.
Yes.
Very fast.
Yes.
And only to realize God works miracles for they that don't have that strength. And he'll always give you a point.
Yes.
To gain strength from.
Mm-hmm.
Because literally did I know that the journey of me and Mike will be very, very big and full of positives and negatives.
Mm-hmm.
So every other time I see Mike and I remember even now that one time I was believing God for his walking. So in it really encourages me. So after that, now Mike could now walk. He never crawled again. And the process of his healing now started. Even the journey of going to the hospital is now once in a while, until now when he was now 4 years. And 4 years and a half. When he was 4 years and a half, Mike was very, all this time now, because of the joy of Mike walking and everything, we could not even realize that we need anything from Mike from that point. Now, because of this journey of these 3 tough years,
yes.
Very tough years,
yes.
of hospital,
mm-hmm.
and this kind of not walking.
Mm.
So we never came to realize that Mike is speechless. Until now, when we realize now Mike is 4 years, his age mates are now going to class 1, almost going to class 1. Now he needs to be taken to school.
Yes.
Now, when actually I also never knew that Mike is not talking, because Mike is very sharp. He is a very smiling boy all the time. Eating was no longer a problem anymore. And he could just run things very fast. Even going to the toilet, he learned very fast from the potty to the toilet. So, and he could now pick very fast in his growth. And only to realize that now he needs to go to school. So they went for a holiday to my sister's place. And the husband of my sister is the one who noticed that Mike is speechless. They started now talking about it. And my sister could tell his husband, no, Mike speaks. Mike speaks. He speaks to me. And then with the argument, my sister decided to call me. By that time, I was also going through a challenge. Is when I had the accident.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was at home. Mm-hmm. So they had taken the boy just so that they can just go for a holiday with the others.
Yes.
And me now, because I was in that state of the accident. So my sister called me and she told me, we have an argument here and you are the only one who can give us a solution. Does Mike, see Mike anaongeanga? That's what she asked me. And then me, it's like, I first kept quiet. But all of a sudden, nikamwambia, anaongeanga.
You had not realized that he doesn't? I
had not also realized that he does not speak. Because every other time he's there, he's very active. He's very active. And it's like, they had the argument. They decided, now that me I'm in that state, they're not going to tell me. They are going to take the child for an assessment. So they took Mike for the assessment. When they took Mike for the assessment...
Because you said he
yes.
speaks. So now they've known.
Them, and then for them, now they can realize he's not speaking.
He's not speaking.
So vile walikuwa, even me, is the way I am.
Yes.
So they took Mike for the assessment. The husband and my sister, they took the Mike for assessment. When they went for the assessment, that is when they were told this boy is, he's actually, he has, they called it hard hearing.
Hard hearing.
Meaning he is not hearing anything.
Hard hearing.
Hard hearing.
He doesn't hear anything.
And now the speaking comes in. Because you speak what you hear. And don't forget Mike, when he was 9 months, when you are washing the utensils or something fall, he could wake up. So the boy was normal.
Was hearing.
Yes.
Because now he could respond.
Yes.
To things dropping.
Yes. Even when he's sleeping, when he's a baby, he's crying, you know, he could hear you when you make noise, when there is a loud noise, he could wake up. So the boy was okay. So I could not even have thought that Mike one time is not hearing. So when now we started another journey.
So
now,
the assessment,
yes. Now my sister had to tell me to come. Actually, they came with Mike home when I was there. And I could also not walk myself. I was not walking that time. And when they broke the news that they had gone and Mike is not, it really hit me.
That they had done an assessment?
Yes. And actually, do you know what I told God? Because that time I was also in a wheelchair. I told God, now you have to come for me. Because you have to heal me, because I have to serve this boy. Hii si kama ile ingine. Hii lazima ni mimi. But I will not let my child, mimi nipatange second hand reports. Heal me so that I serve this boy. God is faithful. That's what God did. And the first assessment, we went to Kenyatta National Hospital now for the scan, so that they can know the hearing, the way they do it.
Yes.
For them to know about the hearing. And so we had to go and see an audiologist.
Mm-hmm. Yes, audiologist.
Yes. And we went there.
Yes.
And when we were there, it's like I could not believe. We are coming for Mike, now he's not hearing. And he cannot speak. But one thing I thank God for, when we went to Kenyatta, you know, there are so many cases. So we also queued. And when we were queuing, Mike could walk around there, everywhere. And the patients, the other mothers who had their children, they could ask me, what have you come to do with this boy? What's wrong with your boy? And your boy looks so much okay. And it's like I would not tell them that Mike is not hearing, I could tell them we have come for assessment. But I saw women with children with a lot of challenges. And that itself also started making some sense in me, that God has brought me also to a place where I can also draw strength from. When I could see women sitting with big cows and they are holding them on their thighs. And they could tell you, this is an autism girl. We are coming for clinic here because this girl is now 9 years. She's on diaper. She cannot walk. She cannot eat by herself. And he cannot even speak. And then when I was there, Jane, I started now seeing how God works. Because every time now, the result, we went for the scan and the result were out, it also came hard hearing. And the graph was nil. Because so every
confirmation
time, yes,
of what had been.
They give you the scan results and you see the graph. When the frequencies, they test the frequencies.
Yes.
So you can see the graph with the frequencies. So for Mike, it was always
a flat one.
Yeah, flat one. Meaning there is no any frequency that so it was hard hearing. So we went back with the result and it's like, of course they have some counselors there, they counseled us and it's like 22 lakini. I don't know what is going to happen. So we went home and to cut the long story short, we now started looking for a school for Mike. Because Mike now, we realized Mike cannot go to any school. And when we went for the second assessment, they also and then they told us that this boy is very young also to go to a special school, because now the special school that he would go, they are not near, because the nearest was Aga Khan. That's where they have a class for the children with the hearing problem and the speech. And it was a day school. And you see now going to Aga Khan Primary, they had a special class in Nairobi city, inaitwa nini? Ile iko city primary. Now they had those special, because when we went for the assessment, they said that this case for Mike, it needs a school where they have only the special case for that case. Otherwise, if you take him to another school which has other disabilities, you also have some process of those disabilities because he's very young. So when you go to a school where the kids are leaping, he'll come home leaping. When they are those that their salivas and whatever and mentals are not okay, he'll also start learning some from there, because now he's in the age of running. And children learn a lot with the observation. Yes. So they advised us. They advised us to look for a school whereby it's just that special case, so that it will help him. We had a very hard time, because every school that we went, they would tell us first, take these kids to just a normal nursery school, baby class, so that you may know how to go to the toilet, to hold the pen and what. So we had to look for a school nearby our place. And for about a year, he went to a normal school, baby class. And then after that, Mike could hold the pen, he could write, so he could not be held there. So by that time now, he was turning 5 years. 5 years. Then we started looking for school. So we were looking all over. We went to Kaboi High School. And Mike did very well in his interview. But there was also children in other disabilities. So the headmistress there just advised me, by the outlook of your boy, he looks very okay. No, for him to sit here with other kids you'll find him, you'll not do well. So if you don't mind, we'll send you to schools, but they are very far. One was in, I think, Kakamega. The other one was in Mombasa and Murang'a. So she asked me, where would I prefer? Of course, I would prefer Murang'a.
That is nearer Kiambu.
Yes, that is nearer Kiambu. And now, Here comes Mike is now going to school.
Yes.
And we have really bolded. Now knowing that Mike is mine alone.
Yeah.
And it's only me who can handle Mike, nobody else. And I could not have any trust with anyone. Because all the time you needed to see his progress. All the time you would wonder how you will date with other people. You had all around fears. You know, now he's a big boy. He's jumping all over. When a child with special needs also is in a special diet. So in other places, you come to find that he has taken some food and then he becomes very hyper. He's jumping everywhere. And God is a God of order. That's what I was telling you. I remember now, this time is when we are looking for a good school for Mike. And we have been directed to go to Muranga School for the hearing impaired. And when the letter came, because they are the ones to apply for you, and then they call you for the letter, the assessment center. Yeah. So when we went for the letter, and now we realized that Mike is going to Muranga, we had so many questions, because now he's not going to a day school, he's going to a boarding school. And the beauty about it now, Mike now can handle himself. He can go to the toilet, and he can wash himself when given water, but not properly. So neither to the early stage of learning how to take some personal care. Yeah. But he was not badly off. He was a fast learner in those things. Because even in the kitchen, I never knew that. That's why Mike, I could not realize that he does not hear. Because when I'm cooking and he see that maybe the tea is coming up, he would quickly go for the sieve and bring to me. When I'm about to put the tea leaves, he's very cooperative, he will bring. So he had learned before us this thing. He was learning out of his challenges now. That as we are hearing and we are speaking, now I think the boy was maneuvering his ways. It's only us we could not have realized. But himself, he had already realized himself that he has some inabilities. So when the letter came, we had to pray about it. And we started praying as a family. And we started saying we are going to pray for this issue. Now that we have 1 month, Mike could go to a Buddhist school. Kila mtu akuwe naombea Mike na hii mambo ya shule. I remember one time I went to church, and that time we were launching the new community center. I know you know about it.
Yes, I do.
And I remember Bishop said that community center is an open door for a child there who never got a chance to go to a high school or to go to a good school of his choice. That's another open door. So that message, it came to me heavy, even for me. This vacance for Mike to go to Muranga School for the hearing impaired, it's another door the Lord has opened for Mike. Now that he cannot go to an ordinary school, God has already opened another door for him to go to Muranga School for the hearing impaired is another open door for him. So for me, I carried it positively. And I started now seeing the open door. Now that Mike will go to school, he'll start learning like other kids. Now come the big day of taking that boy to school. Of course, we did all the shoppings and all the requirements, and we took the boy to school. We went through the public means. Yeah. And that time the dad was not around, so I had to take Mike to school alone. So I went to school and I took Mike. But when I was leaving Mike, I left Mike crying so hard. And that really touched me.
The separation now.
Yes. And it's like even myself, after I went outside the gate, it's like I could go for 5 steps and come back and peep through the gate to see my boy. And I could not see the boy. And I even came to learn later, the teachers could tell me the Mike for a whole week, before he sleep, he could cry and go even that day he slept under the bed. Because he was looking for the mother all over. But that day when I left Mike and I came all the way and then I alighted at Mudaika to come and take Matt for Kiambu, I remembered, well, I've left my boy. Am I real a mother? Am I real myself?
You started questioning yourself.
Yes, and I saw how bad I've done it. How will I trust anybody? How will Mike survive without me being there? And when I was on the other side, I decided to cross over to Muthaiga, that side of Muthaiga, and take back and look for a matatu to take me back to Murang'a. By that time, it was around 6:30.
In the evening?
In the evening. And literally, I cried, I crossed over to look for matatu, go back to Murang'a and come with my kid. God is God. It started raining. In fact, it rained. I crossed again over when my clothes were wet. And I was there. I had no choice. I had to come back home. And it was really a hard time. After 1 week, I had to go to school. But when I went to school, guess what? Because the days of going to see the kids were not there, I never saw my boy.
You were not allowed to see him?
I was not around. They told me, we told you, Mama Mike, you are coming here after 1 month, 2 weeks. That is when you have our visiting day. I'm sorry you not see your son. And your son is quite okay.
And you had come all the way from Kiambu?
All the way from Kiambu to Murang'a. I went back.
But you had been told that these are the visiting days?
Yes.
But as a mother, you thought you
let me go, because even I'm sleepless. You know, I could see things are not working well. I could not even eat properly. And it's like, now I had to go back. That is when I came realizing, see, that school is full of children. And even others are now, there's a high school there. They are even in high school. You could even hear of stories. They came when they were small boys and girls, and now they are big boys.
It's a mixed school?
Yeah, it's a mixed school. Yes. So I started encouraging myself.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, 1 month, 2 weeks, it seems 5 years. And come the first visiting day, me, I was in school at 6. Yes. I left home, I think, 4:30 in the morning.
This is the day you're going to see my son.
My son.
Yes. After 6 weeks.
After 6 weeks. That seems like 5 years. And that's how I felt how connected I am to this boy.
Yeah.
And of course I went and I met the boy. Maybe the first appearance was not very good, but you can imagine how that boy cried when he saw me, when he hugged me, and he could not even let me part with me, even just literally going to say maybe I want to move around.
Yes.
No, he could not part with me.
Mommy has come.
Mommy has come. And you came and threw me here. I know you can walk away any other time. This time I'm not
letting go. You have come, yes. You've brought yourself.
You have brought yourself. No, you're at my mercies. I'll not let you go. Huh? I remember we stayed, we even took lunch, and it's like I told him, let's sleep. Let's sleep in the ground. We had a kikoi, and then because he was so full and he was not used to this home food, he slept. But I could, when we are sleeping, he could stook and then see that you're still there.
Mom is still here.
Yes. So that's how Mike went to school. And during his early days, because he had to go and start from infant, nursery school, you know, and then class 1. Mike went to school, boarding school, at an age of 5.5 years. That is when Mike went to school. The journey has been there, up and downs. At times you would go to school, you meet him, kiatu yake imetoka na haina undersole, you know. The shirts, there are no buttons from here up to down, you know. The short, the way it could be. And he continued. Now you had asked me how I came to learn how to communicate with him.
Yeah.
That's why I was telling you, God is very faithful. When we joined that school, there was a kind of a program with the World Bank. And that was the very year, their first very year, that the World Bank had come and sponsored the parents. So every holiday, for about 2 years, we could go there for 2 weeks.
Oh.
Yes.
As a family.
Yeah, as a family. If you want to go as a family, if you want to go alone, and you stay with your kids there. So you go, they have arranged, they could arrange very well. We had our dormitories, and the kids could sleep in their dormitories, and then we could have the whole day of training. Then we could join the children in school during the days, and we could do the games and everything, a whole 2 weeks. And the first week, guess what? Who went for the training?
Tell us.
Mr. Bogwa.
The father.
The father.
Yes.
Because now Mike is a funny boy and still a blessing in our family, because Mike is our favorite.
Yes.
Is our favorite to the daughter, to the other brother, and even to the father. And Mike is so surprising. Mike, even now, when you can even see me,
yes,
when I mention the word Mike,
you brighten.
Of course, a smile comes
yes,
out.
You brighten, yeah.
Mike is a boy who brings a lot of joy in our family. I don't know why. All the times that I have been at my low points, every other time I remember Mike. And I remember me, I'm here. Mike is in Muranga, that boy at his age. And he's there. The only person I know and I can trust is with him is only God. So the God of Michael in Muranga, at my lowest point, he's here with me. That keeps me up. The other children, when they look at their life and they know that they don't have this and this, and now Mike, we even don't know what we have, whether he's having, you know? When we are taking breakfast, we don't know whether he has taken the right breakfast or not, because there are many there.
Yeah.
So that itself, it gives us a place to get our strength, knowing that God is there for us at all times. And he knows us. Kama tuko na wazazi karibu, or we don't have our parents near us. So my children also have grown in that. And they always say, if Mike is surviving, why not us? Are you getting? So Mike is our general. Whenever he's at home, we feel okay. Yes. Whenever he's at school, now we feel okay.
Yes.
But still, don't forget that Mike now is growing up. So in every stage, there also comes some challenges which are new to you every day.
Yes, we go back to Mr. Bogo has gone to school.
Yeah.
He has learned.
He has learned.
Yes.
When he went and learned,
yes,
they were given a lot of handouts.
Yes.
And he came with them. The alphabet.
Yes.
How to sign the alphabet.
Yes.
And the first time he could sign all the alphabet, A to Z. So everybody wants to learn this.
Yes.
If he can learn it.
Yes.
And he could now even sign all types of food. The chapatis, the ugaris, the nyamas, the mchele. Then in us, yeah, it also gave us some appetite to learn this sign language. And actually, he taught us every day the alphabet before the next term's training.
So that you can have some foundation, some elementary.
So the next term, I went to school. And I also boarded for 2 weeks.
Yes.
And me, I also came with my handouts.
Yes.
Don't forget, Mike also has some small books, handouts. And actually, you know Mama Kamau, Mercy.
Mercy, yes.
Mercy was her Sunday school teacher.
Yes.
So Mercy, even as when she went to US, he still remember that he has some handouts from Mike.
Yes.
Because he could ask Mike, good morning. And now he doesn't know how to ask him good morning. Now Mike could ask him, he could show him, good morning is this, good afternoon, and good evening.
Okay.
So, yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So he learned, he started learning.
Yes.
And they became friends.
Yes.
You know? But also, before you come and as a teacher to Mike, don't forget Mike he's joining other children in the Sunday school.
Yes.
And some knows, they have realized that he's speaking in sign language, cannot hear. And also the teachers, some know, some doesn't know. Because as a parent, you also assume like everybody knows. That's also another problem with us, parents who have special children. We tend to think that everybody else knows that your child has a
special need.
A special need.
Yeah.
And you expect them to treat them special as they're supposed to. You see? So, when Mike could come for Sunday school, I remember one time I had a case in Sunday school where Mike, the teacher, before he went to Mercy class, she had another teacher.
Okay.
I'll not mention her.
Okay, no problem.
And that teacher is a good friend of mine. But now Mike, when they go for Sunday school, he's bringing a lot of chaos in Sunday school. Do you know why? The teacher is teaching there. But because they cannot communicate. Do you know what Mike is doing?
No.
He's kicking the others with the legs behind the chair. He's kicking the chair behind. So he's causing some commotion and there's a lot of noise. Who is making the noise? Who is making noise?
Now the others.
No, who is making noise in the class?
It's Mike.
Yeah, it's Mike. How is he making noise? And
by banging
and he's not speaking.
By banging the seat.
Okay, what are the accusations?
You
Who
are
is making noise there?
It is
Mike is making noise.
And Mike cannot
Mike
speak.
Come. You are pitched and pitched. Because the teacher has to do that.
Because you're making noise.
The next thing, what will Mike do? He will throw his hands and walk out. And the next Sunday, they are enemies. He doesn't want to go to that class.
Sunday school.
So the Sunday school teacher came and told me, now my friend is no longer my friend. And I asked him, why is not your friend any longer? Hey, Mike has really become so bad. And it's like, bad? What has it? He's making noise in class all the time. And because I pitched him, now we are not in terms.
He's making noise in class.
Yes, and he's making the others not to run. Then I told her, my sister, can you come closer to me? And then she came closer to me. Can you tell me, how was Mike making noise in class?
I can just imagine.
Now,
her expression on the face.
This time, now she has become wild to me. It's like I'm reporting, you don't want to hear, your child is whatever.
You're
your
protecting
child. And then I ask her, no, I'm just asking you a question. How is Mike making noise in class? Or what is he saying in class? He cannot answer. Then I told her, Mike is still your friend. And I'm still your friend. Because you are my friend, and this is a child to your friend. And then I asked, I told her, do you know why Mike is making noise? I'm not defending Mike. It is because you are teaching the other children, and you are not teaching Mike.
Now he's wondering how.
Yes.
And he's even making noise in class.
Anataka kujua, wewe unaambia watoto nini? Kwa sababu Mike hasikii na haongee. Akainama.
Somebody will shrink.
Akainama. Akanianza kuniambia, Mama Maureen, I'm very sorry. Nikamwambia, you are not sorry. Don't feel sorry. That is just the way you would have handled it. Because you don't know anything about how to handle Mike. And the problem is not you. Neither is it me. Neither is it the children. Neither it is Mike. The problem is for us all. Because normally Mike tells us, himself, he doesn't have any disability. Us, we are the one who has disability. Because we should bear. You always tell us, sign me, we don't have any disability. Because we will communicate.
Yes.
If you sign, do we have any inability?
No.
It's no.
But the person who cannot sign is the one with the disability.
Yes, so to him, you have a disability. He doesn't have.
And it is true. Because we can't communicate.
That's why you see Mike always is shown as high, his confidence of himself, because he always knows. And the last thing you'll ever tell him, he has a disability. He believes so much in himself. Yes.